What's up, everybody? Duccio Maz here, and today I'm going to be ranting about something that at first may seem kind of scary, but ultimately is going to be very great for humanity. So let's get to it. According to Statista, there are roughly 4.7 billion internet users all over the world. That's over 50% of the world's entire population. However, the internet users of the world are not evenly distributed, as some countries have better internet than others, especially in Africa, Middle East, and certain parts of Asia. There is low or abysmal internet, and it's not just good. So this is where Starlink comes in. So Starlink is a spin-off from SpaceX, a commercial launch company that launches payloads into space, founded by Elon Musk. It involves the launching of a constellation of internet satellites into low Earth orbit in order to provide high bandwidth, low latency internet to users down below. As of this month, SpaceX has over 500 satellites already orbiting the Earth, and they plan to launch another 42,000 more satellites. So why do SpaceX need 42,000 satellites? Well, because they are orbiting at low Earth orbit, their range of signal is limited to a small radius of space. So they need thousands of satellites in order to cover the entire Earth. I know what most of you might be thinking. But obviously, SpaceX has certain plans to mitigate space debris. First, the satellites have proximity detection systems that enable them to locate and detect if any other satellite is in a collision course with them. And they have krypton ion thrusters that enable them to maneuver and reposition themselves in order to avoid collision. Those krypton ion thrusters are also going to be used to lower them from low Earth orbit so that they will be able to burn up in the atmosphere at the end of their service life. And because they are made up of materials that burn up in the atmosphere, there's little to no reason to worry about space debris. Also, it seems astronomers have been laying complaints about the obstruction Starlink satellites are having in the sky, and with future plans of releasing tens of thousands of satellites, it seems it might only get worse. In this video, we see a photographer capture a train of Starlink satellites shortly after being deployed in space. But again, due to these complaints, SpaceX is implementing certain contingencies, like they are making their satellites with materials that are not reflective, and they are increasing the orbit height of the satellites so that they will not be so intrusive in astronomers and other stargazing activities. So how does it even work? Well, SpaceX sent you this cool UFO looking satellite dish. Now this dish is supposed to be placed in somewhere with a very clear view of the sky. So it will probably be on top of your roof, or if you have a large garden lawn space, you can just keep it there. And then you connect it to a router. That router will supply power and data to the satellite dish, and the satellite dish will automatically adjust its antenna to face the direction of a satellite. So it's kind of like a TV decoder type satellite communication going on. The router acts as a Wi-Fi, so you can connect devices all over the house, or if you're camping, or if you're just on the road, you plug in, you're connected, you have internet. Now, up in the sky, the satellites are communicating with each other using lasers. If you send an information from your phone, for example, you're requesting for a certain search page, that request is sent through your router to the dish, and the request is now sent up to the nearest Starlink satellite that is facing over you. That satellite then communicates with the satellites adjacent to it, and they communicate with the satellites adjacent to them in order to find that information you're looking for. And because light moves fastest in a vacuum, the latency is extremely low. There aren't any official numbers yet, but in 2019, the US military did a project, a beta test of the Starlink satellites, and they got download speeds of over 610 megabits per second. That's pretty much decent for anybody that wants to use the internet. Upload speeds would vary little or more, but it should still be around that same range. And that was on a moving aircraft. So stationary dishes would optimally receive faster download or upload speeds. Currently, coverage exists only in the northern parts of the US, but SpaceX is hoping by 2021 to address a global customer base, and I just can't wait. If it's coming to Nigeria, I'm definitely signing up. Beta testing is supposed to start this summer, and SpaceX are already harvesting customers, collecting addresses to find out if you have coverage, and there's going to be some exciting times. We're going to get official numbers, we're going to be seeing speed tests, and we're going to tell how efficient these satellites are going to be. I mean, they're already 540 in space. I don't think there's any going back at this point. We just have to, push forward, get those satellites up. So why do all this? What's the point of launching thousands and thousands of satellites in space when we have no internet and MTN? So what's the point of all this? SpaceX's ultimate goal is to eventually make humans multiplanetary. So they are building a next generation spacecraft called the Starship. And SpaceX right now is making $2 to $3 billion a year in revenue. Discounting expenses, that's not just enough money to build a next generation spacecraft. But Starlink might change that. Analysts have determined that Starlink would be pulling in a cool $30 billion revenue once it's fully operational. That is $30 billion per year, and it's going to raise SpaceX valuation up to $150 billion. So you can imagine why they're trying to get this off as quickly as possible. It's going to fund the Starships to go to Mars. And as a Martian, that's so exciting to me. So all that immense cash is going into the funding and the development of Starship to take humanity to Mars and beyond and make life multiplanetary. So there you have it, guys. What do you think of the Starlink Constellation? And will you be switching from your current carrier service to Starlink if it becomes available in your region? Let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Meteor Mars out.